Then there was some weird running meme once I finally showed a picture of my wife. Dad, they said she looks like a horse. And I was like,
I need my horse, baby, oh. She's like my mother and my lover.
I love the horse.
I love my horse, baby. I love my horse, baby. I love the horse, baby, dog. She's like my mother and my lover, yeah. I love my horse, baby. She's like my mother and my lover, dog. I love my horse, baby, dog. You're my soulmate. Put some makeup on your eyes right before you cry. Never ever say goodbye, married till I die. You're my soulmate. I just wanna get on top of you and ride until the sunset. Baby, let's go get some DoorDash. Let's go to Burger King. Fuck all the junkies in front. They're just shooting up like they got guns. Let me get you a nice little burger with the buns. I got all the funds. I just wanna chill and have fun. You can play video games as long as I get drunk. Make some quick polls, those are my rules. And if you follow them, I might say I love the horse, baby, dog. She's like my mother and my lover, yeah. I love my horse, baby.
I love the horse.
I need my horse, baby.
There's nothing whatsoever on my wife that looks like that.
I love my horse, baby. She's like my mother and my lover, dog. I love my horse, baby, dog. You're my soulmate. Put some makeup on your eyes right before you cry. Never ever say goodbye, married till I die. You're my soulmate. You're my soulmate. I need my horse, baby, oh. She's like my mother and my lover. I love my horse, baby. I love my horse, baby. I need my horse, baby, oh. She's like my mother and my lover. I love my horse, baby. I love my horse, baby.
You wanna know what he did? He took the face of the escort and put a horse's head on it. And he said, my wife looks like a horse.
I need my horse, baby, oh. She's like my mother and my lover.
Werewolf.
That being said.
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 Hello, hello. This is Phil Burnell. All right. And just wanted to tell you that I love the podcast. That being said, big ups. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, relaxing, chill, interactive, fun. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, relaxing, chill, interactive, fun. ALT Insider, the legend, Fantastic Mr. Sam, the dentist, Ski to the Dead, psychological style host, me or Kat, artistic style host. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, which vest is podcast best?
Don't you love when something wrong happens and it's not your fault? That's the best, right? In this world, and this is not my fault, motherfucker. So don't say it's because of me. It's a chill day. We're gonna keep it very chill this Easter Sunday everywhere. Happy Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving. Happy Christmas, happy Easter, all that bullshit. Get out of the way. We got musical style host, logical style host, and Wizard of Oz style, secret musical style host. We're all here. Blah blah. Let's talk to the guests first. This dude shows that if you follow your dreams, real things can happen to you positively, very positive things. This person won the Ka-Ching of the Ring. Many say he won the Ka-Ching of the Ring. The results and facts don't say that, but some people do say he won first place in the U.S. His name is Lefty. How you feeling, Lefty?
Oh man, I'm feeling great. I'm recovering from the trauma I experienced yesterday, but eventually these wounds will heal.
Yeah. So Lefty, really quick, we have to ask you. It's like contractually obligated now. How did you get into this nonsense? Go ahead.
Oh, I guess this is fairly topical. It's actually Gundam that did it. I was listening to a video of his back in the day in like 2018, and he told some joke about how Tevin is like the CIA should research him because he's resistant to like interrogation because he's watched so much DSP. And he did this thing where he just started laughing, his little clown laugh, and then just couldn't stop and then never edited it out. And normie me, completely oblivious. I was like, oh well, I got to know what this joke was about. And I just went to a Tevin stream, was very confused, and then I was like, oh, it's the guy that jerked off. And then just kind of been looking in on the outside until about last year when this podcast started, is about when I got sucked right back into the middle of the vortex.
Sweet. And that's cool. Good to hear. And I was to have that experience too. Like my friend was like, just for some reason I subbed to this channel. Like they don't like the DSP, but they subbed to this channel and they clicked on the video. Like I clicked around and you were never talking about something. I knew what was going on. I was like, yeah, you made me realize, like, if you don't know what's going on and you click on one of our shows, it's like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like you have no clue. Like you have to be in the vortex to enjoy like anyone's people. And it takes time to get through, like to build up kind of the knowledge base you need to like enjoy a Tevin stream or our stream or anybody's stream. But anyway, that's part of the fun.
First, you don't know what we're talking about, and then you find out, and then it's like, what the fuck is wrong with these guys?
Yeah. But anyway, so we got have a lot to talk about this week. I think we'll start with the kind of the subject in everyone's mouth. And what started about 3 weeks ago now is some channels started going down. False strikes came up, blah, 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 bippity boppity. Duty stream is Duty puts all the videos off. Snort Hogan did the same because they got stricken. And then we come to Phil decides, out of the goodness of his heart, I guess, that he's going to actually respond to this one to prove why he's not to blame for this one. We all know the reason he does that is because he's scared of retribution, because he did get emails from people and texts from Duty himself and emails from Snort Hogan himself saying, hey, did you get your boy off us because it's not going well, and he's doing it in your name, right? And that, for some reason, led Phil to taking action, which is something he rarely does, but he did take action on this case. And on that birthday stream, the first part of the birthday stream was an hour of explaining how bad his birthday day was because of all the work he put in for all of the detractors out of the goodness of his heart. So to start that story, have I missed anything yet important, Meerkat? I think I haven't. We've been watching a lot this week, so I want to make sure.
I guess not. You and Shinko talked about it, and I think you're more in touch with it now than I am, because I tuned out of this a long time ago.
So just me and Shinko were on live stream watching that first part of the birthday stream, the pre-stream of the birthday stream, which was magical. Starts with, let me tell you, day off. Oh man, you don't want this kind of day off. Worst day of my life. Literally said, this is one of the worst days of my life. Never forget that. He said, this is one of the worst days of my life. Okay, so what makes it so bad? Go ahead.
He did move it into, this is one of my worst birthdays, because then he realized how silly it sounds to say, this is one of my worst days of my life when I couldn't DoorDash in peace.
So what started this day off was an hour with YouTube support. And when I say with YouTube support, it means you're probably talking to a bot for most of it. And then I guess at some point they can click you over to a human. Yeah. But Phil was like, showed us, Phil was the one himself that showed the chat logs, and he talks like DSP in those chat logs.
Oh my God.
Does anyone have that up?
15 years.
God. Wait, I gotta get it up. Can someone have those? God, I need to see those.
I can probably
Get them
them
up,
on
Sam.
stream.
You can read them.
Oh,
His
that was
comments
great.
to that chat bot. Oh, for sure. I'd love to explain it. Or would you like me to elaborate? The bot is like doesn't not know how to respond.
But how do you not know it's a chatbot? How does it's
Like idiot.
Because he's a bot himself.
Because he's used to talking to Nightbot in chat. Because Nightbot is one of the biggest screen chatters.
He has a lot of experience with bots.
You can see how
This
that
is
made
the
it
edit
bad.
The edit on Twitter where he's like yelling at the robot. He's like, "Why don't you listen to me?" And the robot's just standing there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great one.
Where the
You can
fuck
see how
is it
that
all
made
gone?
a day bad. You know.
You got it? Don't tell me you took it down.
No,
Sit
well,
there.
is it like a reply to something or?
So it's like a screenshot literally of the chat. He wanted to make sure he showed that to us.
Yeah, I've seen
Unfortunately,
it,
I'm
but
unfollowed. Yeah.
I don't know if it's like.
I'm sure we're all blocked on Twitter, so it's not that easy to get it up. Anyways, once you
Yeah,
find
keep
it, then we can
talking.
get back to it. But we got to get back to it. But literally, it was like the normal stuff. Like, I'm having a big problem. It's really, of course, Phil talking in his Karen speech about Tao. It's a big problem, and I can't do this. I'd like to elevate this. He always goes for that word. I need to elevate this. I need you to elevate this. That's some bullshit. Karen people do that, you know. Get to speak to your manager, please. You know, it's like that kind of feeling. It's like, come on, dude.
That's the word they taught him in business school to sound fancy when you're being a Karen. I want you to escalate this to management. Can we do that? Thank you.
Mean, all the while, this person is sitting in India getting paid who knows how much. Probably not enough. I'll tell you that. They're like, finally get to them. It's like, okay, I'll just, okay, sir. Yes, we're doing it. We're doing it. But anyways, Phil again could tell they weren't a bot. Let me tell you why. Because the chat was saying like it was a bot. Like, or no, chat didn't even say it. He was like, everyone said it's a bot because obviously he follows more people on Twitter than all of us do about the detractor sphere. He knows what everyone says instantly. Everyone was saying it was a bot. And it's like, yeah. They were, I could tell they were nervous.
Oh, God,
they were nervous in the chat. They were stuttering. He said nervous and stuttering. They were doing text chat. I don't know how you stutter in text chat. Is it like a misspelling that you actually push enter on? What does stuttering mean? So the bot was stuttering and nervous, shaking. Oh, man, shaking in their boots.
I was interviewing the bot. That's why I was stuttering.
But he of course claimed like they don't have to solve any problems. They just have to put a check on there. Got a check on there. Finish this conversation. Check. They didn't do anything.
Well,
But
he's
remember- Go ahead.
sorry,
Yeah.
he's willfully misunderstanding what he's supposed to be doing because he's doing like the YouTube community support bot or whatever. And I find it very ironic that DSP Phil Burnell is refusing to email about a business thing.
And
because that's what we wanted him to do.
Exactly. And that's what he has done in the past before when this issue happened years ago. So we know he has the capability of doing it and it got fixed the problem, but he's not doing that. So, and also we got confirmation that Duty was in contact with Phil, told him exactly what he needed to do. I don't need to worry about this. Just email. Many people said this, just email. But again, to absolve himself of the responsibility, Phil does a great microcosm for his whole career, right? Is doing something, but it's not the most effective way to do it, but it takes a lot of time. So what does that do? It makes him look like a busy dude doing the best he can, right? That's exactly the same thing he does with his streams, by the way, I stream for 8 hours a day. I'm doing all I can. What else can I do? Jesus, do you know how long this takes? I did 2 hours. What do you expect? But I just don't understand the strategy. Anyways. So he says that I talked to the chat. They couldn't do anything. And again, he makes sure I knew this would happen. You're all fucking idiots. I told you this would happen.
Yep.
You're fucking idiots, dude. What the fuck's wrong with you? Stop saying to me to do stuff. And then he gets to the conclusion of, well, some people told me to email. He didn't want to answer this because chat was kind of speaking up. You know, there's the LARPers, not the LARPers, but the detractors in chat with their other names were saying like, everyone's telling you to email. What about that? They don't have an email. They lost that years ago. And this is just clearly wrong and incorrect. Everyone has an email. If you're certain, I know, like if you're above a certain number of subscribers, you have a direct email. But Duty says, and Duty has one, and he has 10K subscribers. So you think 200,000 might have that as well.
Yep, definitely.
Yep. I mean, it seems logical. Yeah, that you'd want to be contactable by the people that are on your platform. Yeah.
Yes.
But even so, just Google like YouTube support email.
It's like a lie. It's some of his lies you can't prove right or wrong, and that's kind of the lies he likes the most. But this one is so easily provable that it's just a total lie. But it doesn't matter. I mean, his real fans don't give a shit anyway about anything. But who's he talking? This was all for detractors, for detractors. Because I guess he's scared, right? Because he feels like he has to take action. So he definitely feels scared. But then he turns it, of course, into this power trip thing where, like, once he talks about how he went for the fucking chat for 2 hours. Then he decides to break out that phone, the screenshot, web screen capture, to record his screen and show us out of the goodness of his heart, like Christmas morning, giving us all a present of showing his strike history, right? And his strike history was, of course, mostly Dark Dave Mir, right? The one that legitimately, if someone did a dark, we wouldn't do it, but let's say if we were like not doing Phil stuff and we didn't give a shit, we were doing like a show about cats, and there was that being said, Mir, that might be on your radar of things like, this is not really right, like, I don't think this is one thing Phil's doing that I understand, right? Am I alone in that? Like, Dark Dave Mir is kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if there was a Dark Dave Meerkat, you probably would say, like, dude, stop. And then if you didn't stop, you'd probably strike, if they didn't take action, like just stealing your stuff. I know they're adding a little stuff, but that's right on the line, right? I mean, we can all agree on that here between us,
Yes.
At least based on fair use regulations, you can't have something that is supposed to be a substitute for the source material. And that's intended to be exactly that.
Yeah. Yes. As much as I love and miss, especially raw DDM, like, it was definitely, crossing that line, I think. And the other DDM I'm not so bothered about, but the raw one, yeah.
Well, that one you could argue should have stayed more, because there are at least people being able to use the sounds, transformed it into its own thing.
That I think slightly more on the side of transformative, I think. But I wasn't a fan of it myself.
It could get a bit much. But either way, like, let's be honest, he's not going after this through like fair use and they're stealing my material.
That's
he's going after it because they capture the unrecorded bits. They capture that was great tonight. Thanks, guys. Click. All right, you fuckers. Let's talk about this. YouTube mode on and off, and then the bits in between. So
I believe the main rationale was the React channel, because on DDM you could find the whole React stream, and DSP releases it piecemeal during the week, so you could actually go and watch the stream before he released it.
Yes, really, the DSP rule of thumb is think about the reason he's doing this for the monetary purposes, right? There's always a monetary purpose for all of his actions that require extra work, right? It's always there. So that's what Meerkat said is correct, because he's thinking, I'm going to lose some, revenue here if I can't have something special with my React content. So I better strike this fucker. Now, in addition to DDM strikes, though, there was people that should not be there, like Super Crazy, who is that's the definition of
that's definitely
that's like, they are stopping the video, commentating over it. Phil himself said he doesn't do this, by the way. He said, well, first of all, we kind of jumped over, but I could jump over it myself. He said many times, I've never stricken anyone. I've never done it before. I've never done anyone. I've never stricken anyone. I don't do that.
Except when I did.
Except when I did.
This is the part that gets me. Like, because... Yeah, like you say, he will to the ends of the earth. He'll say, "Oh, this isn't me," whatever, and whether he tries to wiggle his way out of it with semantics and all the rest of it doesn't matter. He's flat out said he doesn't do it, and his whole career seems to be it seems to be this repeated. He'll just deny. Oh, evidence building up. I'll deny. Can still get away with denying it. Deny. Oh, a little bit more evidence, and then when he's faced with that irrefutable bit of evidence, or he puts out the own evidence that hangs himself, basically, he's like, oh, I don't care, or he's just like just ignores that's even a thing, that's an issue, and it's like, you've just fucking lied to everyone, and it's just ridiculous.
So that I forget who it was. Let me make sure I give them a shout out, because someone tweeted out the exact I never strike anyone. I never strike anyone. Shows it right away. Like, strike. These are the people I have struck.
It was literally the very next sentence. He says, I don't copyright strike anyone. Now here's the list of people I've struck. It was literally the next sentence.
So then he shows the screenshots, right? He shows the screenshots of, and Duty says like you can hide what you want to hide in that screen. You can say like well, just hide these. You can see them all in the archive though, but he's not showing the archive. That's like here nor there for me. It's like whatever. Okay, Phil's showing us. I don't believe he's doing all the striking of everybody. Just the kind of bukkake style that's going on right now. It's just everybody's getting hit, right? Cat Roller's getting hit.
A good way to disprove that to prove it would be to show you your full history of strikes, because it could be that he is. He might not be, but it could be that he is. But one way that you would prove it is to show your complete strike history, and we didn't get that.
No, he doesn't actually want to prove anything.
Yeah, unless you guys think that he really did strike up until about 2015, and then he stopped for a few years, and then he started again recently. Unless you think,
the fact that he go on, Lefty.
He doesn't actually want to prove anything. Like he's just lying, and all of this is just to like plead to us and to his wheelchairs that look, I'm trying to do something. These people are so unreasonable. They're not like giving me any like room. See how unreasonable they are. I'm trying. It's like no, you're not. No, there's a very simple and efficient path to you actually solving this problem that would take no more than like 2 minutes if you actually sat down and did it. And you're taking hours and hours to plead and beg and make YouTube videos and post on Twitter and stir up all this drama for nothing. He doesn't actually want to solve the problem. He's just lying.
And remember, he is choosing to do this on his only day off of the week. With only time to spend with his soulmate. What is he doing? Spending more time in that fucking office. This can wait 24 hours. No one would care if this waits 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does Phil to gain from this? Detractors saying, yeah, that's cool, Phil. You did it. That's the maximum positive outcome that could have happened. That can't wait 24 hours. You can spend more time with your wife, dude. Please. No. Come on, man. This is...
No. Because then he can't play the victim. Then why bother? Why bother doing it on a work day when you can't play the victim?
But that's
way easier to do it on a day off.
It was his birthday.
Get that,
on a fucking birthday. Come on, man.
The reason, he loves to have this sort of thing where, because now he can add it to that pile of escort story, the car thing. It's another thing where he can say, I did a thing, but they don't care, or it's another one of them.
But Mr. Merchant, thanks for that. Legacy. He said legacy. Those are legacy strikes.
I want to go back to the super crazy claim, because he said that he released the claim after some time because he felt like the guy learned his lesson. What the hell does that mean? How?
That doesn't make it not a false strike.
Yeah.
If you do something fucked up and then like, all right, he got the point, I'll stop whipping his ass. That's you still did the bad thing.
I'm not gonna kill him. I'll just break his kneecap so he can learn his lesson.
Super Crazy deleted the video, and that's why the claim was removed. He deleted it and then re-uploaded it to a different channel. So that's why the claim was like rescinded by DSP.
Yeah, so that's how he learned his lesson.
He's just lying again.
Yeah, and him saying it like that, like him learning his lesson, makes it come across as though like he's literally doing these things as a threat, not as a like this is legally immoral or whatever. It's like I'm using this to be like a bully, almost like a to kind of
punish you,
to punish, not as a do you know what I'm saying? Like it's not from that mindset. It's from something else where he feels like he's being attacked, or which he is, but like it's not. This is wrong in a legal sense as much as he says it is. It's that kind of I don't like this and I'm gonna do something, and it's hard to put.
It's abuse of the copyright system, because he doesn't. It's not coming from a place of I feel like I have a legitimate claim here. I feel like you have actually stolen my content. What Super Crazy had done was use the content in a completely fair use, valid way. He'd used it completely within the parameters of that framework of the fair use agreement. So Super Crazy was in the right. He hadn't stolen Phil's content. Phil hadn't suffered any sort of legal loss for it or anything like that. He hadn't, but he felt like this is attacking me and I want to get rid of it. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to abuse this system that I have to defend my copyright.
You know what it was?
Strike it down that way.
the title was very offensive. The title was like, it was a title concerned with real wedding or fake tax scam or something like that. It was pretty bad. Like if you're Phil, that kind of hurts, right? That's a deep wound, and I can see Phil, 3 gins deep, like fuck this, damn it,
you can see it, but it don't make it
like
right.
It's 3 a.m. 3 a.m. He's like, all right, I've had enough of this bullshit, and then just strikes it.
He doesn't mean he's like actually stolen my copyright material.
Yeah.
So.
Like you guys said earlier, he did this whole song and dance in a way to say, "Hey, I tried, and I told you so. Nothing would happen," and then he did it so he could lead into that wrestling promo that he cut in the end of the pre-stream, where it was basically, "I'm never doing anything for you ever again. Go fuck yourself. You fucking idiots."
Like you can see him holding the microphone on a wrestling, on the wrestling fucking ring with that how he talks. I just want to yell like, "What?" Someone needs to edit that in. What?
But I mean, again, right? You've got a situation where if he'd have told the truth months ago, like however far back in the history of Phil and detractors being copyright struck you want to go, if he'd have taken somebody, whoever was doing this, if he says, take him at face value and says, "Oh, somebody's taking your identity to do this, so okay," take that person to one side and say, actually properly deal with it right there and then, and that would be less effort than what you have to do now. Even though it's like it's more effort than just do nothing, or just it's more effort than going on a pre-stream and going, "Stop it, there, I've told you, we're done."
Yeah.
Even though it's more effort than that, it's still less effort than what you have to do now. So again, he's got no one to blame but himself here. He's the one who's put himself in this situation because he didn't want to deal with the problem earlier, and now it's become bigger. You might have gotten away with it the first 2 times or 3 times or whatever, but then once you start striking enough detractors, somebody's going to be like, "Nah, fuck this, I'm taking you."
Yeah.
So,
if he behaved like that, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right thing.
If he chose the easy, simple, efficient path that actually would solve his problems, this podcast probably wouldn't exist.
Yeah,
that's true.
I don't know what to talk about, but my videos would be like 2 minutes long. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Phil handled that very, very rationally and professionally.
Phil found the cherry juice.
We
That's the end of the video.
We should have a question of the day. If Phil wasn't real, what would this podcast be about? Assuming that this podcast still exists, but what would it be about?
It has to exist, but we don't know why. Right,
You guys would have rebooted the side scrollers before Craig did. This would be the side scrollers.
Guys, we should interview a lolcow.
Yeah, great idea.
Think about that. Yeah, good idea.
One thing we should say about that wrestling promo. Again, he takes this kind of amazingly aggressive, "I'm done with it. I'm done with you, and I don't even care about you. I don't give 2 shits about you." And this is so cringe because when did you ever care? Just shut the fuck up, It's like just when you're trying to sound like this hard ass dude. It's like, come on, man, this is so cringe. "I don't care about you anymore. I cared, but now I don't. Too bad, so sad." It's like, are you a 14-year-old Valley Girl? You had a shot with me, and now you don't. Too bad, so sad. What is going on here?
Howard that said that he watches too much WWE, or was that John? It was one of the two.
Howard,
and this is perfect evidence of that. It's it never left his brain. He thinks in terms of WWE.
Yeah. My detractors, they call them sagas when really they should be calling them storylines or feuds.
Right.
Yeah, they practice them off.
Faction feuds.
So he got the headline he wanted. I did a lot of work. I did everything I could do. Did everything. He didn't mention the emails. There was no email anymore, even though that's totally proven that there is. And then another thing, it's really strange Phil does is he talks about how the system is so fucked up and doesn't work correctly. But he also wants us to believe this system, what he's showing us from the system is factual and meaningful. Right? So during the whole thing, he's like, "This is weird. I don't know what this is. Why would I strike myself? This is totally weird. By the way, you should also believe everything I'm showing you here. This system is really fucked up, though. I don't know what's going on. What is this? By the way, please believe everything I'm showing you here." So it's just a weird strategy in general. Is this thing really doesn't work, but also I want you to believe everything this thing says because that shows I did the best I could do. It's really this strange mentally why would you go to the trouble of showing us and then say, "Well, this system really sucks, by the way, too." It's it takes away the point of your argument, right?
I do have Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
I was just going to say, if you could show that Machinima had access to your account at that time, you could then go, well, they weren't me. They were someone from Machinima. It wasn't me that did these ones. It's all
It's not me, guys.
Fault.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Who I outlasted, by the way. Sorry.
Mine is a little bit of a derailment, but I see Wilson Hall in chat saying that Phil tried to be a heel on the Shoryuken forums back in the FGC days. And I just thought about like this wrestler who used to be a heel their whole career and now is trying to be a face, but people are still booing him constantly. So he can't be a face. He's just a heel till he die.
I mean, you cannot cast him any other way for sure. Like anything, but let's talk. Anything else we talk about this nonsense though? Because he did say, Phil, because we were waiting for it. Kind of, he was kind of avoiding this, but he did say, "I want you to stop." To the person doing this, I want you to stop. He did go that far, right? He did say, "I want you to stop."
But again, that's not enough. He needs to be like explicitly, I am not giving you permission to do this.
Yeah.
Because when you make one of those claims, you swear under penalty of perjury. So, you're legally liable. This is a crime you are committing. And Phil has said that as well. To commit a false copyright strike, it's a crime.
Yeah.
We know he's a fan of it when it happens to him. So he is aware, and he needs to make it very, very painfully aware to this person that, look, I am liable here. Stop it. You are hurting me. Stop it. We will both be legally liable here. You are committing a crime in my name, because when you make a copyright claim, you state that you are either that person or you are operating with the consent of that person.
Yeah.
So he's, again, just done the sort of like look to the camera and say, look, stop it now. There, we're done. I'm washing my hands with it. I've done the bare minimum that you wanted me to do, that I could do. I can do more, but fuck that. Done. We should all leave it and move on now. And by the way, fuck you all. Never doing this again.
Anyways, anything else to talk about? Anything else want to hit on for that beginning segment there that took an hour? And just a reminder of everyone, he chose to do it that time on his day off with his precious wife, who he can't spend time with. And then we got another story about his wife, by the way, two of them I want to share with you. This is my passion, by the way, pointing out how emotionally abusive Phil is to Kat, endlessly. Let's just forget about the interview nonsense. We all know about that now. How about this, though?
This is arguably veering into physical abuse as well, because I know he's not responsible, but the fact that he didn't sort of like take her for treatment is...
Oh, he didn't need to. Definitely... Okay, anyway, let's not get ahead of ourselves. So
the weather just got better, okay?
That's
how it works.
So, late night snack, great late night snack. I don't know what you guys have for your late night snacks, but for me and for Phil, obviously, is ramen's the best late night little snack. So light in your stomach, nice little nightcap, right? They're having ramen for their late night snack. Go ahead.
Let's just just doing the service of describing what this ramen is. This is frozen ramen that when you defrost it's like proper ramen. It's not like that cheap shit. It's fresh. Sorry, go ahead.
I had forgotten about this story. I hate you, Sam. This is the worst part of that fucking pre-stream. I hate it.
I've not seen much DSP this week, and most of it's come through Meerkat streams, and I know that pissed him right off. So
I've seen the ramen that he's exactly talking about as a Costco commodity buyer. That's not a snack ramen. That's not something you're like, all right, guys, little late night snack. Like the package ramen, the kind of cheap shit stuff, the one he ate the spoon with. That's a little, all right, college days, you're hungry at night, you have that. This is a full exercise. You got to get out the frozen stuff. You got to defrost it. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Late night snacks, apparently they have ramen. So she's pouring it. She's getting it ready. And Phil has to have a story, of course. He went for his sweet pre-stream podcast. So he thought this was a great story to share.
Oh, yeah.
She's bringing the ramen over, and it spills all over. Spills all over the place. She spills it all over the place. And it's all over, and she's boiling. It's boiling. Yeah, literally boiling. It's like hot lava. It's like a lava being poured over. It pulls all over. And then we get to hear about how he very careful listen to the words he says here. He says, I need to clean her off. And I know that's not that wrong, but that just sounds very bad, doesn't it? Like I don't say like I gotta clean him off unless I'm talking about like my dog, like that. I gotta clean him off. He's
That's
dirty.
The kind of shit one of Jenna's customers would say.
It just is telling. It's telling clean her off. Like she literally is an animal. Some people like to call her, like let's clean her off. Let's clean up old Bessie here. It's not a respectful way to speak. Okay. Let's say that, it's just maybe nothing to it, but it's telling for me. And again, she's burning. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, please.
But probably used to clean up. Like, I've got to clean the mess up, or I've got to help her clean up.
Help her out. Yeah.
Help her out. Yeah.
Your first instinct is like to clean up, not like my wife's just burnt herself.
Yes,
my wife's just still, oh, you okay?
That whole segment of what he thought was important was telling, I gotta, okay, this is what I have to do. Now I have to clean up. Now I have to clean her off. Now I have
she can't.
Like I really am scared. He probably used this like the super soaker that he used on Jasper. Like, hang on, honey, I'll clean it right up.
Again, I know we always go back to the Sims thing, but I'm just imagining she's not doing anything. She's just sat there going,
Dude, it's always the Sims. That's
the fire. The fire's going, yeah. So Phil breaks out a super soaker, starts spraying her down, and then this is something we don't have to know, right? Who looks smart in this situation? Nobody. Phil looks like the hero, and Kat looks like she's dumb and can't do anything again. But it's really fucked up, man. When you share stuff that makes your wife look stupid that you don't have to share, right? And this is just another case of this. Of just being fucked up. I mean, it's not cool, man. And I know it's funny and stuff, but like, it's not cool to share shit like that, man. It's not. Like, we heard anything about Sam's wife? She's done stupid stuff, I'm sure. My wife, she's done stupid stuff, guys. But I don't tell you about it. She's also done mostly awesome stuff. But everyone does stupid fucking shit. You don't have to share it though on your podcast, man. That's it. That's how it works.
And it's like I love digging into these stories and talking shit about them because they're all funny and they're all told in the weirdest way possible. Where he kind of tries to not make it sound as dumb as shit, but then he is like really stupid, so he tells it in a really stupid way, and it ends up everything is just stupid. And both of them look like dumbasses. Like when they went to the car wash. You can remember that one from like 2 weeks ago or something. That was a dumbass story.
Yeah, she had to be walked through it because that's how they cleaned her off.
Why are you toxic? Sorry, Steve's toxic today.
Yeah, about the car wash, there's actually, like, because I've been to that car wash, that specific one, and there's a big red light that says stop, like there's sensors. So he's like, they don't even tell me where to stop. And there's just like a big red light that tells me where to stop. It's like all in the same sentence. It's gold.
Phil, just tries to drive on through there. All right, honey, we're going to go to the car wash now. Excuse me, sir.
Kat, no, close your window, Kat. Close the window. We go again.
Close your mouth. All right, anyways.
You know that it was his window that he left up. That was ever going to happen. It would have been him, and then he'd be like, guys,
I know, and that's the thing. Go ahead.
He didn't leave it open. It was left open somehow. It was open.
Magically.
It wasn't him that did it. That did not happen in the actual story. I would like to point out. This just like the comedic spin.
The memes spin.
Honestly, realistic enough that I believe that. So, yeah.
Yeah. One thing I want to say, speaking to you, Meerkat, specifically, and a lot of detractors out there, we always say this when Phil says something stupid, like when Phil says a lie or says anything, right? He says this, whatever is true. We always say, there's no way that's fucking true. And we know he's lying. But when Phil says, like, Kat did this stupid thing, we always say, man, Kat's stupid. So I just want everyone to remember that every story Phil says you should remember that, take it through the lens of all his stories. Like, the truth of this story probably is like a little bit of ramen spilled on her hand. That's probably the extent of the truth. So just trying to stick up for my girl.
It's the catcher in the fucking rye, dude. He's an unreliable narrator. We have no idea what's true and what's not. It could be all true. It could be all just like a fucking gin fever dream.
I think the point is more that it's just because that's how it makes Kat look. And he has no awareness of that. He doesn't seem to care that when he tells stories about things that happen involving his wife, it make her look really, really inept.
Yes.
Really, really stupid. And he doesn't like that twig to that or understand why he should care. So, it's less about her actually being stupid and more about like, this is how he paints her,
whether it's true or not. Yeah.
I agree with that. But I think whenever it's a story that is about somebody else that didn't hurt him or inconvenience him in any way, he's mostly reliable. So when he's talking about Kat, I'm kind of believing this story.
I know there's probably some liquid spilled, but like after that, who knows how much liquid it was? Who know? I mean, I believe they're eating ramen at night. I'm for sure. You don't get gout on accident. So, you know, he's eating the shellfish and stuff.
Tell that to his aunt.
But his aunt's now is reincarnated as the ants. Remember that. That's the deep lore. But okay, so we get that story. And he has to, go ahead, please.
Just one last thing. This is like a perfect example of what I love so much about this stream, is because we just talked about his wife spilling fresh frozen ramen on herself for like 10 minutes, and it was funny as hell, and I enjoyed every minute of it. So this was great. Let's move on to the next thing.
I got one more thing to add. This might be like a Dunning-Kruger effect, where he is like, I mean, his IQ is probably like 80, and he, despite having like below average IQ, he believes that he's the smartest person in the room at all times, no matter what. And the way that he like copes with this is just by mentally bringing everybody else down underneath him. And so, like, if Kat spilled ramen on her hand, like, well, obviously he's the smartest person in the room, so I got to make her look really stupid to continue fulfilling this, I don't know, psychological need to be the smartest person in the room.
I think that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
But you wouldn't need any exaggeration though, would you? Because he's not the one spilling ramen, and in the very act of spilling ramen automatically, you know, puts a like, oh, you fucked up. You know,
you're speaking as somebody that does not have a massive and also fragile ego. So you gotta think like DSP here, because I can see him being like, oh my god, fucking idiot spilled ramen. Yeah,
thank God you said ego then. But I mean, like, I see, because with Phil and with narcissists in general, it's always projection. So every time he's like, oh, Kat did this thing, I immediately think, did you do that thing though? But here, I feel like if, you know, like a cat broke something. If Kat broke something downstairs, I think, did you break it? And you're blaming the one person that you know can't speak up for herself because you don't let her on stream to do that. But here, I feel like she did like spill something quite hot on herself, because if it was him, he would have told us about it.
Oh,
be like, guys, the people who made the bowl, or, you know, the people who made the ramen or whatever, the people who made the microwave, they don't tell you, you know, so shattered all over me.
They don't tell you to hold it upright. He throws it over his shoulder. Fuck! You never told me.
You know, I was supposed to eat from the bowl. Only me laughing. But I mean, we also got like a pretty, you know, we got an explanation of like the wound. You know, it didn't blister, so you know, it's like, it's fine. That's obviously not burnt. Then, you know, it's very red, it's very sore. She might need to bandage it. She can't walk properly because of it. But it's not a burn. There was no blister.
Yeah, like that was masterfully trying to walk the line between, I don't want to be an asshole for not taking her to see a doctor, but I also want to appear to be a hero. So he was like trying to dance on that razor thin line of there's no blisters. She can't walk well. Like, it was really, it just, you could so see through what he was doing there. Like, I don't want anyone to think I should take her to the hospital, because that would make me look like an asshole because I didn't do it. But I want it to be serious, so I look like a hero. How can I do this? There's no blisters, but it really burned. It was really, like, how much effort does Phil put in to appear like the cool guy? Like, so much his mental capacity is put into that, you know?
That's because he knows how many people are watching that and how many people are going to call him out. Like, Phil, you didn't take her to the doctor. So he needs to downscale it and kind of like measure it, like you said. So it's not like too crazy, but it's crazy enough so it's a story.
Yeah, it's a bit like with the hospital thing. It's like the, you know, where he's like, you can't take it. Next time this happens, I'm telling you, you're not allowed to, right? And in his head, he's the man standing up for his wife, going, you don't need to do this. I'm telling you, she's fine. You listen to me. I'm the expert here. I know everything. You listen to me. You know, he's thinking I sound like that, you know, grown-up man being like, you know, a man and arguing against unreasonable people, not aware that other people are like, holy shit, mate, this makes you look so bad. You know, and that's the same thing here. He's like, I need to be like, I leapt into action. I cleaned her off. You know, I made sure it wasn't a burn. There was no blistering, so it passed the burn check. And, you know, don't worry, she's fine. I did it, you know. But, like, people, like, look at it and think, but she's burnt a leg. And you didn't take her to hospital. So, yeah, again, he just needs to be seen as one way. But he doesn't realize that other people actually see him a different way because that's the way he looks to other people.
If you got burned so bad you can't walk, I mean, that's pretty fucking serious. I don't know what Phil was thinking there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't walk correctly. And
did he say she got burned too bad that she couldn't walk?
It was hurting for her to walk. Yeah, it's just hurting for her to walk. Very painful for her to walk.
Oh my god! Now, maybe that was her foot when the mysterious air quotes splinter made her scream and bleed.
And then they
because she wasn't wearing slippers.
And they went to 3 different stores for slippers when Amazon has 18,000 to choose from. I do not understand his thinking. Amazon has a fucking 1,000 to choose from. That'll be at your house in 2 days.
They didn't have any slippers. There was barely any selection. I couldn't find any slippers. There were barely any. There were actually none. But there was barely
how far Phil will go to make sure he's busy. He will not use Amazon or pre-order groceries or what Jasper needs every fucking week, but he will tell you how hard it is. Like going to Mount Doom and throwing the ring inside the fire, casting the ring in the fire. It is comparable to his off days. When he could easily, my friends, easily.
Maybe he's just like
online.
Maybe he's just like against going to the hospital because he knows how badly it went last time. He saw that he got like a bad reaction to it, but he doesn't really understand why. He's not really you know, he just knows that it wasn't positive.
Hospital equals bad.
Yeah.
Okay, no hospital and then no bad. Sound good?
Exactly. Yeah.
In his defense, I got to play the devil's advocate a little bit. Being from Eastern Europe, I wouldn't go to the hospital until I really actually need to. If there was something going on, I would call my parents. And if I didn't know how to deal with it, or I would just deal with it myself. Unless I have to go to the hospital, I don't have to. And I know in the US, it's pretty crazy going to the hospital. It's like a life-changing experience.
Well,
that's what I thought you were sort of like hinting at. Like, because we're not American, so you knew what it was like for them.
It really it depends on the health insurance and stuff. We know Phil pays a fuck ton for health insurance. I don't know what he's got, but you know, who knows? Real quick contributions. We got to say thanks, everybody. No Zakubo, I'm not reading that. Anything with horse in it, I don't read. That's just letting that let you know now.
Bro, okay. How can we do two tea jokes and not do horse jokes? Come on. Read it.
If the horse is lame, she'll have to be put down.
There we go. The normal one read it.
Nailed it.
Thanks, normal. Okay. Next, James. Do you guys think Phil and Kat pushed their separate beds together for his birthday? Fuck no. My last song's about that, by the way. Let's check it out. I'm not fucking Phil Burnell. Nate Rivers. Phil's career is like spilling a vat of ramen at a ramen shop every day for 15 years. The someone merely made a mistake. Duty streams in the house. Duty's legend. DSP OC Cat was really burned, but a cellulite and a magical cherry juice saved the day. Snort. Jesus, guys. Cellulite. Come on, Duty. I know you're a Chaos Realm fan. Don't go there. Anyways, that's another thing. Oh, we got past this cat mishap. Cat catastrophe, as I like to call them, with the K. Let's go to the next cat catastrophe, which is Phil on his birthday expects a birthday cake, guys. I don't know if you guys do when you're, 30s at least, 30s, 40s, whatever. You expect a birthday cake for your birthday, obviously, like we all do. Lefty, I know you look forward to your birthday cake every year, right?
I'll look forward to my week of birthday cakes. So yes.
Okay. So when Phil is a member of Amazingly Busy Day, one of the worst days of his life, he's already been on chat with YouTube for 2 hours. He's made a extra video for us. He goes out for his errands without Kat, of course. Why would you want to spend time together with your wife? I mean, come on. Who needs it? Right? So he has to buy all the ingredients for her to make the cake, of course. This is definitely not because Phil wants her to make a cake to look cool on stream. It's because Kat wanted him to make a cake and go pick up the ingredients for him. Definitely. She gets the ingredients, but when he's going through the list of negative things about his day, one of the negatives was he didn't get to eat any cake because it wasn't ready yet. That was one of the negatives.
41-year-old man, by the way.
41-year-old gentleman. Well, I shouldn't say gentleman because he's not. Blames who's to blame for that again? Who's to blame for that? His cake wasn't ready, so he couldn't enjoy cake on his birthday.
Well, he's a man. He's not going to cook.
Get the fuck out of here. You want me to cook that shit? Fuck out of here. Why do I have a soulmate then? Yeah.
I just can't. I've got no comment on this cake shit. Like, the way he talks about it is so cringy. Just, I have a piece of my birthday cake. It's like, ugh.
He's multiple times said, I didn't get a piece of my birthday cake yesterday.
We need more American accent, Sam, on this.
I was going to say it. I held my tongue.
No, it comes out at special occasions. Easter.
Like a birthday, yeah.
Yeah.
And just get that out of him.
So he gives us the rundown of bad things that happened. So he was on YouTube for 2 hours. His choice. He made a video to shut up the detractors. His choice.
10
what
minutes.
else was 10 minutes? Yeah, he had to go do errands by himself. That's all his choice. I'd rather be spending time with my wife. Who's going to believe that anymore? Who can believe this?
No.
Didn't he say he did errands in advance so that he could have his birthday off?
That's apparently.
I'm sure
but
last week he said we did a bunch more errands so that I didn't have to do as many errands
extra errands.
on my birthday. Oh my god!
Extra. You
He's
think Jasper can go 1 week without going to PetSmart? Get the fuck out of here. Jasper's high maintenance. He needs weekly supplies.
He's only one cat, and he's quite small. He's only one cat. Not that expensive.
I'm just make it make sense.
Jeez,
All right. Yeah. God damn it. But it's just really incredible insight into what Phil's thinking about, because he brought up it's his birthday like 20 times. Once you get past what age do you start saying a birthday is just another fucking day? And like, yeah, you get presents from your soulmate or your friend. It's cool, but it's not like
No, you don't. No, he didn't.
It's like he doesn't have any friends. He doesn't give it that. That's true. Maybe that's why. Because like normal people have friends that give like presents, you know? But he doesn't get that.
Well, like somebody asked, like, what presents do you get? And he was like, didn't get any.
He got better. He got presents from strangers that just like him.
Yeah. We're Dutch brothers. Yeah.
I guess it is sad.
Is that a present or a care package?
It's a very fine line. Very fine line. It's very. That's true. I guess if you think about it, it's kind of sad. I mean, that's another sad aspect of his life. That's all his fault. So don't feel that bad. But like when you have no friends, I guess your birthday kind of does suck. You know, like it's like what? It's just a reminder that you don't have any friends, kind of. But you need that. You know. Go on that stream and get that income from the fans, the real fans that are definitely there and real, not just a few people. But
I mean, like he's previously said he didn't get Kat presents on her birthday, and she doesn't get him presents on his birthday. And his like argument for this is, well, I'm over 40 now, guys. You stop getting presents as an adult. Now, ALT, you're old. If you didn't get your wife a present for her birthday, would she be okay with that? Or... It's
just something. It's not even a question in your mind for normal people. Like it's my wife's birthday's coming up. What am I going to get this year? And you think about it. You know, you make a decision. It's always Attack on Titan for me. It's easy, but Attack on Titan something works. And Sam, you know, too. You have to. It's not even a question in your mind.
No. There's no chance I'm not getting my wife something for her birthday, Christmas. You know, Valentine's Day, even though we both say we don't like Valentine's, you still do it, you know.
Yeah. And even when you don't have money, you get something small. Like if you don't have money, there's been times in my life I had not a lot of money for presents, that kind of stuff. And you still like, all right, you write a card or something like that.
Yeah.
I've definitely done that, you know? You write a nice card.
Like a special dinner or like a meal. You go outside, you have a picnic. So a lot of those gestures that count. You do something special and you think about what she's going to like and then you do it.
And they don't cost a lot of money. It's not like it's a money thing. You could do so much stuff that doesn't cost a lot of money. You could buy make pasta for her that costs $5. But no, everything has to be DoorDash. And again, we have a DoorDash, day off DoorDash, birthday DoorDash. How much DoorDash do you have to do? What? Oh, God.
And didn't they also forget that their fucking anniversary was like tomorrow or something?
Yeah.
Oh, they
needed to be reminded by chat. Yeah.
Long gone. Who gives a shit about that? When you got a roommate, you don't remember the time they moved in, right? I don't.
I recently found out how much DoorDash actually costs. That shit is expensive as fuck. For like 1 to 2 meals, you pay like what, $50, $70? That shit is insane.
$50 is minimum.
Easy.
2 people, 50 is easy.
Yep.
That's like if you go to McDonald's, it's 50. Like that's why I don't fuck around with that shit, man. DoorDash fuck you up, man, financially. It's it just, you have to be a special kind of person to DoorDash day before, DoorDash the night of. Like he's always on DoorDash, maybe more than mobile games now. Just go through that menu.
Meerkat, now you know how much DoorDash costs. Do you believe it more now as like a legit business expense that he goes out of his way to spend money on for a special occasion?
I don't know. If he writes that off on his taxes or as a business expense, that's just pathetic. I could believe that he does it because it's him, but it's pathetic.
It's him putting money back into the stream, guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got a big meal. That is the best. That's the most underrated hype moment from the interview. It's when he tried to talk that off. Like there's so many big moments we kind of forget the smaller ones now. But like that was one that's so hype. Like, what do you do to spend to the business? Adam asked that very plainly, and Phil said, "Oh, let's see. I buy a big meal. I buy a big meal bigger than I would normally buy."
And I just want to remind everybody, now that we're all aware of how expensive this is, remember like a week, maybe 2 weeks ago when he went toxic on a viewer for like accusing him of spending $200 a week on DoorDash. He's like, I don't spend that much, get banned. Then he banned him. But that's like 3, maybe 4 meals. And then if there's 4 weeks in a month, that's still only $800 of business expenses out of the $5,000 on his bankruptcy form. So
dude, it's just like mobile games. You kind of forget how much you're spending, dude. Yeah, like, I know it happens, you know. You kind of like, all right, I just got 2 meals this week. It's whatever, but that's $100 like in fees alone, you know. Like you don't think about that. It's like he just we all know he can't spend money. He doesn't know how to spend money, but he'll tell you how you're supposed to do it. You're doing it wrong, though.
Yeah, to some degree, he's legitimately forgetting how much money he's spending on this stuff, or you know, doesn't realize that all these little things are adding up to a considerable amount.
A meal here, a meal there. And like, how many people on earth DoorDash, like, they're, hi, honey, let's see what we're going to eat for breakfast tomorrow. Open up the app. What do you want? You know, it's like the day before DoorDashing. Like, it's, man, I'm done with it.
So bad. Breakfast.
Never. Breakfast? You make breakfast? The fuck are you talking about? The only people that get breakfast in that house are woodland critters. That's it.
He scheduled his breakfast, and the shit came within 30 minutes of the time that he scheduled it. That is incredible. And he had this entire crying segment about how Kat's food got cold because she was too busy doing her makeup. And his food also got cold because he couldn't eat because it's mean to have her be eating the hot food while his wife is up doing makeup and couldn't come downstairs and eat the hot food. So therefore, it's DoorDash's fault, and I did nothing wrong.
Could you not wait? Could you not like, right, okay, the food's here. Oh, well, I'll do my makeup when I've eaten.
You know how that goes? I know what you're saying, Steve. Why couldn't he say, like, hey, hold on, just let's eat first? They don't talk that much, dude. It's not that much of back and forth. I'm sure it's like, here's the schedule today, honey. We'll eat at 10, 11 a.m. See you then. And like when the schedule changes, that's too much communication to go and tell her that. Think about it. That's what it takes.
Can you imagine her
situation?
The DoorDash comes and it's early, so she gotta stop putting on her makeup. She got only one raccoon eye, and she's eating breakfast with him. Come on, that would destroy his appetite.
Well, to get that thicker coating, you normally have to put on multiple layers. So I would assume there's a period where she's waiting for one layer to dry, and then, you know,
that one side looks great, honey. Can't wait to see both sides.
God.
How you look different?
You look different today, Kat. Have you done something with your hair? She's sat there with like one eye done and one eye.
She's probably like, just don't talk to me. She can barely walk because she's got blisters from the burns of the ramen. It's hard. That's why it took so long.
That was later that night.
That's fucking up timeline.
The way he talks about this, like DoorDashing the night before to get it delivered for breakfast, it makes me think. Like I thought about it, and I was like, I've probably done that once when I knew I was going to be out of the house early, and the way he talks about it is like like this is like, you know, I've got a big thing I've got to get to, so I don't have time. But when he's, you know, we know he gets up at like 10, 11 or whatever the fuck it is on his day off, who even knows? And then he's not out of the house for another couple of hours after that. So it's like, you've got plenty of time to be making breakfast and stuff. But like, you know, if it was any other person, it'd be like, you know, you're out of the house at like, I don't know, 8 a.m. or something, or, you know, up at 7, you got to get in the shower, you got to run around, sort the kids out, whatever, get something delivered locally or whatever. But man, this guy, like every week, it seems like it's like, we didn't have time. DoorDashing breakfast. There you go.
Dude, we need the segment. Sam segment. Sam American accent segment. It really is scary though to think about what kind of person would it take to believe Phil's stories and believe like, yeah, this guy deserves some DoorDash once a week, you know, and he also deserves our money for donations too. Like, what kind of person would it take to believe these stories? Like, first of all, you can't be operating a household of any kind because you know it's just bullshit and how much money stuff costs. So, like, his fans have to either be ignoring how much money he's wasting on that stuff or just not care. I'm sure it's a mix of both. But, like, it'd be really tough for, not say it's not DSP, but if I'm watching this person, I enjoy their gameplay, let's say, I really like it. And they're telling me about how tough their life is and how busy their day off was when it's really on YouTube chat, going to the grocery store, going to Petco and coming home. And that's a really tough day. I'd be like, this person is not a real human. What the fuck is this? I don't want to support. Whoever thinks that's a tough day is like an asshole. You know what I'm saying?
LT,
basically.
You are massively overestimating the viewer experience of DSP for a wheelchair. Let me explain it to you.
That's true. Go ahead, please.
All they do is they look at the number at the top of the screen, and when that number reaches 100, then he puts on a hat. And then they look at the number at the bottom of the screen, and when that number reaches 100, he blows bubbles. That's it. That's the extent of it. Nothing else matters. And also, please tip. Maybe like that as a footnote.
Occasionally, there's another number, and when that goes up, sometimes they get to give him more money over a longer period of time in a week.
Whoa, sounds good.
Sometimes.
That's crazy, man.
That's pretty hype.
Yeah.
So, did any of you guys watch the birthday bash, the actual content after the pre-stream?
Unfortunately, I've seen pizza eating.
Yeah, through yourself, Meerkat. I saw it.
First, he did a tier list. No, first he did. Oh no! Oh, I'm having like PTSD now. First, he did an extended schedule segment when he went through like IGN and the releasing games, and he was writing down on a piece of paper what he is interested in playing and what he's not. And then after he did the writing down, he was just looking at chat and asking him what game he should play next. And that took like an astounding amount of time. It took a brain damage inducing amount of time for him to get through that thing.
Dude, like 90% of them games, he was like, never heard this. What's this?
I know. He covers games though, dude. He covers games. Never heard of that. Don't know that. What? Like?
Oh, that's stupid. It's on PC only.
No, PC gaming's dead? What a bunch of idiots.
This dude, all he does on Twitter, I'm guaranteed of it, is he checks the trending and then he follows like everybody. Judy, Meerkat, Sam, Steve, me. He's like this. That's all his feed must be because he knows everything we're fucking saying instantaneously. But yet he also has the hype stories to share about the games coming out and stuff, gaming news.
Probably follows like IGN, Kotaku, and like one other.
Mainstream as possible.
I think there's a few individuals, like independent people that he gets behind, you know, that you can kind of track. I'm sure people in the chat will know who I'm talking about, but there's certain individuals that we know he follows that he kind of rabbits what they're saying, basically.
Yeah. Big thoughts. Anyways, okay, keep going, Meerkat. Please give us a rundown of what you saw.
After that, he did a horror movie villain tier list, which I can't say it was that bad. I kind of agree with most of his rankings, except Leatherface was like dreadfully low. He put him in like C list or something.
Dude, his reasoning for Jaws was fucking stupid. I'm sorry. He put Jaws in like, what was it, C tier, I think? Or it might be like the very bottom of B. And he was like, well, as long as you're on land, he can't get you. So why is it scary?
It's
oh my fucking God.
You got like, I could only watch up until about Jaws in this bit and I skipped ahead. But yeah, it was like he was giving like a mini movie review and then like, then sort of like based on like them as a real life person, you know, or entity, not like in that movie they're fucking terrifying. You know, it's just like Jaws wouldn't be scary right now because it's a shark. You know?
I know, it's like what human goes through and ranks like the reality of like scary shit? Like Freddy, well, he can't keep coming back. I mean, when you dream, he can't like kill you in your dream, really, right? So that's fine.
Hold that thought, because when we get to the next segment, I will explain exactly why that is the case.
Okay.
Hold that thought.
That's a edging. Lefty's starting to edge you now. Go ahead, Meerkat. What was the next tier list we got after the scary movies?
Next segment, I think, was him eating the pizza, which had a astounding amount of him putting food in his mouth, then looking around for some reason, like his eyes were just rocketing all over the place, and then he chews it, and then he tells you what he thinks. Then... I don't even know what we had. I think we had the console tier list, which I was just drunk as fuck at this point. I was making onion rings.
Hang on, we got to talk about the food because I think, tell me if I'm wrong, I think he played it up over the top for
He
shorts.
knows, man. Like
he knows, and for us too. Like he played that shit up intensely. Like
I said the other day, based on what he said in the interview, like that was the only thing that he could bring up that was like a positive about it, was something to do with what detractors say about him. Oh, they say I look like I'm in pain or something. Like
he said my fans say that.
Yeah. So it's like he's playing it up now. He knows.
Nah.
He's making it a thing. He's owning the meme. That's what he's doing.
Oh God.
No, because he looks no different from all the other times that he has looked in extreme pain when he's eating.
Yeah, not really. It's kind of subtle. He's like looking at the camera now, like in the thumbnail to this screen, this stream. He's directly looking at the camera with his eyes wide open, so he knows what he's doing.
I think it's now reached the point. Remember for shorts for a while, he was trying to do fake reactions for shorts. We all could tell it instantly. It's the same fucking thing. It's just like so cringe. Who cares, man?
But then again, it might explain why we got another use of the word botanicals when talking about gin. Because
it's like you said, it's because it's literally on the bottle, so he knows he's not wrong when he says it. Oh man, botanicals.
It was on one gin bottle though. That's the thing. It's not a word I've really heard associated with gin. It's alcohol in general, like flavored alcohols. When you get various like spirits that have a mixed in flavor, they'll sometimes borrow words like that to sort of like pipe it up. Like this vodka flavored with like passion fruit is a tropical and fruity twist, or something like that. You get something like that, but it's not something I think of like exclusively gin. It's just because it was on that one bottle.
I think he was just trying to do a review because he felt like he's the guy who should tell you how something feels or tastes like. And when gin just tastes like gin, are you just supposed to say, the gin is made out of gin, you guys? No, he adds a bunch of qualities to it. The botanicals, the robustness, the flavorfulness.
It's flavorfulness. It's so flavorful.
Tickles the palate as it goes down.
Hey, palate.
There's two ways to think about how Phil drinks liquid, by the way. And a lot of people say it looks like he eats liquid, which is if you think about it, it makes sense.
Yeah, he does. He chooses water.
Yeah. Sure. But also another take is from Lemtex King the Ring. Sorry for bringing that up, Lefty.
Oh my God. The actual just let me have it.
The actual King of the Ring says he drinks sparkling water like it's mouthwash, and that works too. I get that thought too. So a lot of different takes out there. In the song, Lemtex's newest song, he says that he drinks sparkling water like it's a mouthwash. A pretty good take. Lou Boss Malley here. Thanks so much for the contribution. As a question for all of us, what rank did Derek get on the serial killer tier list?
Yeah,
he's a future entrant.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's in the future category for sure. That's a good question though.
Not quite as good as Hannibal Lecter, who wasn't a risk because he was, locked up.
Yeah. All right,
but
so
he psychologically breaks you down and fucks your body. Psychologically fucks you up and then eats your body and all that shit. It's like, fucking hell, there's no way you've watched Silence of the Lambs.
If I had one more, I'd have had more time today. Actually, I'd have gone because I was watching Meerkat stream where he's doing the tier list, and for the first three at least killers, there was a scat reference.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
So yeah, I'd have gone through it and counted them all because there was probably a lot more than that. It was.
It's meaningful, though. It's extremely meaningful.
Can we just like while we're on the brief topic of tier lists, because King Jad predicted that Phil would have to he would have it on his computer over there, so he'd have to ask people. So where do you think it would go? They'd talk, and then he'd have to get up and go and walk and leave it like that. Thankfully, we didn't get that, but it was almost plausible enough.
It was as good as. Yeah, that's something I completely can't believe we haven't mentioned yet. The fucking sat where he is normally, but there's monitors over there looking at him, and he couldn't see what most of the killers were, and he got some of them wrong. Like he thought Candyman was he thought
Jeepers,
I know what you do.
Creepers.
I know what you do last summer was Candyman and all the rest of it.
He thought one of the Michael Myers, because there was two Michael Myers, because Halloween, there was a Halloween reboot in the early 2000s. Yeah. So he thought one of the Michael Myers was a fake knockoff Jason. And it's that's the original Michael Myers. But we also had that moment where he was we had that brief moment just where he was like, oh, I can play it in display mode. why did nobody tell me that you could put it in like this display mode? And,
oh, did
like
he?
I could zoom in, and yeah, we had to see it. We got a live rendition of him resizing it and being mad that he didn't see the button that said presentation. So
I love Phil interacting with like technology in any way. It's always a treat. It's always a treat. He has to first he had to take 2 days to explain what tier maker is. Don't forget that. Like before going up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. He like makes it sound like the hardest thing to do of all time. Like I just set this tier maker up. First time ever doing this, by the way. It's really, really different. It's interesting how to set it up. You got to get it up here on the screen and stuff. And like literal fans. Like imagine if you're a fucking fan. Like, what are we doing here? Do you ever do anything fun? What is the point of this? Oh, you just finished talking about the tractors for 60 minutes. I thought we're supposed to ignore them. What are we on here?
Yeah, funnily enough, he talks about it as though he's doing it like we did it the other day, where it's all in OBS and I'm just dragging stuff, using OBS, not just on a website that does everything for you, and all you've got to do is capture the fucking window.
And at least choose something you're an expert on, like not things you have to guess, like, okay, this guy, scary movie, not sure.
Why did he have that chat? Why did he leave it to chat to vote on? Why didn't he just be like, right, guys, we'll do like the Street Fighter or video games or fighting games, something associated with you? Why horror? You don't watch movies.
What little I saw, he just like didn't know anything. He's like, oh, with this movie, I've never seen it, but what do you like? Why even bother? Why like what's the point?
It was like half the list.
Yeah,
he did use
that's like all I saw was him just not knowing what things were and just like arbitrarily putting them places and then going on to the next thing and then begging.
Like the point of tier list, like imagine if he did like Street Fighter tier list would have been something. Okay, I would be interested in seeing DSP, the legendary 4th place at Evo. DSP thinks about Street Fighter. I'm sure other people would too. But instead he chooses shit. Oh, sorry, his fans choose shit he doesn't know. It just makes it meaningless. Then he did like the console one too, I believe. I saw that one too, I think, right? Meerkat, the console. And it was like 18,000
the console tier list. I had nothing to say about this one. It was just him ranking consoles. And every once in a while he would go to his PC to see what the actual picture said. Yeah. That's it.
Just garbage, man. Just complete garbage. Nothing of any entertainment value except for us laughing at how bad it is.
Yes. And then, what was your point earlier, Lefty? I don't want to leave that go. We edged him long enough here.
We're not there yet.
Okay,
we're going to talk about what happened yesterday, and then we'll get there.
Okay, cool. Okay. Is there anything else we need to bring up though from his birthday event though, besides him complaining about his day before, one of the worst days of his life? I just want a chill day here. I just want a chill day here. Yes. Like no other. It's like and like he assumes the money's going to be good, and he like lets everyone know. So like, despite his normal bag, he's like, all right, guys, well, if we get like to 300, I can switch that. So that'll be really cool. Also, I can switch hats if we get there. I don't know if we're going to get there, but just so you know, we can also switch stuff. It's like, no, that just, he says it's like he does what normal streamers do, but it's so far beyond what any other streamer does. It's just incredible baggy, even though he's not doing the, deliberate direct bags anymore. Well, he still does now more than ever, but more than after Sir Moist, I should say. But anyways.
Yeah, you could see he was trying to get as much money as possible because he kept moving the tips total, because he would usually just leave it without a goal after he's hit the normal goal, and he would say every $50 we do this, or every $100 we do this. This time he explicitly moved it so you could see the actual number he's trying to hit on stream.
And the members goal that kept going up as well, didn't it? You get like 5 members or 10 members, and then he'd be like, oh right, 545 out of 555.
Up.
Oh, no, we're 550 or 565.
He straight up admitted that that's arbitrary, by the way. He did it during Metroid Prime. He's like, yeah, we're just going to put an arbitrary number in here. Just 5 more. So it's such an transparent scam that's going to totally backfire in the next couple months. But who cares? We get polls today, so that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anything else, Meerkat, from I know you checked out about after the tier list.
I was just about to ask, was there a moment that made you think, fuck this, I'm done?
Yes, there was. It was the moment I realized what the actual battle royale was supposed to be, which is random characters come out in the ring and then they get eliminated, and it's just random characters. And there's a dude with a silly vest and a hat yelling over all of it. And in the end, somebody wins. And then at that point, it was like 4:20 my time, and I was drunk as shit, and I was like, fuck this. This is stupid. I'm not watching any more of this. I watched enough.
Yeah, but you lasted 8+ hours. So
yeah, you lasted a long time.
You were an Iron Man, sir.
Yeah,
I lasted about 15 minutes and I had to go touch grass.
I've done more. That's not it's not a big thing, but at that point I felt like I was finished. It was just like too stupid. I don't know what happened in the end when he was having his like gratitude segment, when it was just like him sitting there and saying how great this all was. So it can sink into your brain as a fan that this was actually amazing, so you don't get to think about it.
Yes.
Just for me, who are these random characters? Like, as if I don't know. I mean, I know Wings is going to be one, but random.
I know one of them was Mario, and then after that it was Luigi, because that was the point where Meerkat went, "Oh fuck this," and the stream ended.
Yeah, because there's not even a theme to this. Because I've done like a lolcow battle royal, but at least that makes some sense. Like, who's gonna be the biggest lolcow? Who's gonna be like the best one? With his shit, it's just like you win and then you win nothing. Nothing happens. It's just all random. And it goes on for like 30, 45 minutes. And the actual simulation within the game is not interesting because it's just random. So it doesn't really matter.
It's not, It is a good question. It's that for me, that's what's your least favorite Phil content to watch? Okay. So I'll give you the choices. Raw gameplay. Let's say of an average game. So you can't like cherry pick like the interesting one. So like raw gameplay, eating, the WB like lists. Well, I'm trying to think of my categories here because I think that is literally the worst. When the fake wrestling is just like, what is this? Who is this for? Who's laughing at this? Like, you really have to be mentally ill to think it's funny. His jokes there, he says there, and he gets a fake. It's like it's a 40-year-old dude like getting hyper excited about like Mario running out. It's like, what is this?
Yeah, I was going to say like Meerkat doing the same thing but with lolcows is funny for us because, you know, it's just funny. We get to pit these guys together, you know, have a fight. We're all laughing at it. It's great. But yeah, like you say, there's no hook for Phil, is there? There's no like, I don't know. It's not like I know. It's like it goes back to the tier maker thing and him talking about something he knows. Like, it's not like he pitted a load of Street Fighter characters in a wrestling match or something like that, something that he can hook onto and knows stuff about. It's like, here's these weird random thing, just unrelated, and here's me shouting over it. It's just nonsense.
Yeah, it started off with Michael Jackson and King from Tekken, and then Tails was in, and it's ended because I just had to go and look. It's ended with a Goomba beating Mario, and he's like this all the way through. Yes, you know, doing his proper.
And the joke is it's random. Like, great. A
lot of good answers. Q&A. People were saying it's their least favorite. Reacts
are the worst by far. And it's not even close.
I don't know now. I think I would go with. I think it would be gameplay involved for worst content for me, because anything involving him talking is as sad, as stupid as it sounds. That's the interesting stuff, because occasionally he will come out with something stupid. The React thing, he did that car thing, and that will forever be the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen, where he talked about that guy. So for me, there's some value in it, you know, but with gameplay, I just don't understand why he does it anymore.
He wants to get away from it. We know that more than ever, but go ahead, Lefty.
Oh, I said neither does he. He doesn't know why he does it anymore either. It's just something he does, and that's that. But at least in the gameplay, there's like dead air segments where you can take a break from all the avalanche of bullshit that he's feeding you. But when he's doing the React nonsense, it's like you can see the alien wearing the skin suit and on like full display at all times. And there's like the amount of bullshit per minute that comes out of his mouth, you just like can't keep up with it.
What on earth? What on earth? It's like, dude, it's a commercial. Get over it. What on earth is this? What is this? What? Whoa. That's it. If you put that on loop, it's like, what is real? What's not? That's all he's adding is, whoa, what? You know, it's like, I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, Shoestring's got a good point. The K-pop React stuff is unwatchable, but that's because he's kind of sat there forced to watch like however much of it that there is, and there's nothing else to it. But with this other stuff, it's like it's completely like there's bits and pieces of whatever, and you get these odd sections where he's kind of, you realize that he's this sheltered geezer he's got no, you know,
geezer.
He's just got no he's not aware of pop culture or of any, that, and you just get these bizarre reactions that you don't get anywhere.
Subtlety.
Yeah,
any culture,
subtlety,
car culture,
nuance,
gun culture, any culture,
anything. Yeah, exactly.
Like, why would anybody be
occasionally.
interested in anything? That's dumb.
Yeah, anything that he doesn't know explicitly is dumb and stupid. Why do you care about it? And he also doesn't care about wrestling anymore, but he'll tell you every single detail about the world, the fucking, what's it called, WrestleMania. Every single aspect of it, why it's wrong, why it's bad, why the lead up was bad, why the lead up was too intense for the ending. The ending didn't live up to the expectations that the lead in made you think. But he doesn't know anything about it. I know zero about that.
Like FPS Russia will get a hold of like some Soviet anti-aircraft gun and like HE ammunition. We'll be like shooting it into a lake and blowing up watermelons. He's like, I don't get it, man. What's so interesting? It's like, there's how do you not understand that this is like just cool on the surface? God, it's so frustrating.
Fucking guns and explosions. What do you mean? What's there to get?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't want to.
It's so weird because he does love that mainstream shit too, like those like top 10s that are mainstream as fuck. He'll get hyped about those. Oh, great, cool! This is top 10 foods to try in the Northeast. Oh yeah, it's just like mainstream bullshit that's so dumb, But millions of people watch it though. So, but
a funny thought just popped into my head, completely out of nowhere. But I've just imagined it, Phil. In that RLM video where they watch exploding varmints. Have you ever seen that? Where it's literally just two rednecks like shooting gophers or whatever in the field. I'd love to see him reacting to that.
I don't get it.
They got super hyped in that video. That video was great. Yeah. Because then you would just see a dude just like sniping varmints and everybody would just pop. It's hilarious.
We got a tip from Meth Bear here. He said, good boy Phil saves Kat from Superman beating on her, but she had to re-victimize him with no well-deserved cake on his birthday. Please tip. Thanks for that, Meth Bear. No comment needed.
It was skipping about the Royal Rumble Battle Royale. 2K2 Sims gone wild. Like just who would be in it, and there's a point where it's Michael Jackson, King, Wings of Redemption, Joel from The Last of Us, Blanca, Nemesis from Resident Evil 3, Bowser and Donkey Kong, and it's like, what are you doing for your 41st birthday, mate?
That's like your parents pick some video game characters and they'll just choose like the most popular characters of all time.
Smashing your toy box together, isn't it? It's basically Smash Brothers. It's like when you've not got a full set.
Excuse me?
Get your shoebox.
Yeah, you don't even get to play with your action figures. You just watch them play with each other like it's Toy Story or something, and you just look at them and you're like, keep fighting.
Again, birthday stream, just no schedule, just do whatever. That'd be perfect for that. Right, guys, I don't know what we're doing today. Let's do whatever. Yeah. But no, it's got to be this weird scheduled, we
forgot to talk about the cake eating, by the way. Did y'all talk about that? The cake morning. Oh man, this was so fucking moist. It was the Nile River. It was so moist. God, he let us know how great that was, because this is the one place where Phil tries to appear like this nice dude when he eats his wife's food. That's the only place he does it. When he oversells
food, then.
He oversells her. Oh God, please take it easy, Derek. He oversells her food so much to the point of it's like hard to believe all of a sudden, right? You can't believe it because he's so over the top. It's like, oh my God, this is like a fucking gusher. It's so moist. I'm drowning here.
Oh my God.
It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Just be normal.
He's so clearly motivated by fear too. Like it's like if he doesn't sell it hard enough, there'll be like some sort of retribution off stream.
It's like
so weird,
awkward dodging of like our criticism, but like it's in the weirdest place, right? Like I don't want to appear an asshole, so I'm going to oversell my wife's cooking, which is, we all say our wife's cooking is good, but he takes it to like level red, where it's like, oh my God. Oh, I know some people might be put off by the carrots. There's almost no carrots in this. Oh my God, it's so moist. I'm swimming in this. It's so moist. It's like, just be normal for 1 fucking second and we could believe you. That's annoying. That's so fucking annoying.
It's also into the horse meme. It was a carrot cake.
Yeah.
That's all.
Do you think there was a connection? Cake. Is there a connection? Did Phil make her get a carrot cake? I'm kind of looking for a carrot cake, honey. they'll talk about this forever. The detractors, you know.
I would like to think about that. Yeah, this is what the trolls are going to talk about. Do this.
Oh yeah,
this is a social experiment, isn't it? He's going to be like, "See, honey, I told you they'd make fun of you."
Guys, remember when we said that my wife looks like a horse? Well, then you guys, I made her do a carrot cake, and you guys said it's like a horse meme. I knew it. I totally got it.
We fall for it every time. We can't help ourselves.
God, guys, okay. Right. So the Level 1 podcast, April 7th, the worst birthday ever, ? Let's make today better, is an hour and 36 minutes long. And the Level 1 podcast for the April the 8th, big recap of the birthday bash, is just 10 minutes shorter. In between them, there's gaming schedule update 2023, 2 hours and 6 minutes. The best part about this is the thumbnail.
What is it?
Is this the one with the empty chair? Because he has a thumbnail with an empty chair.
Oh God!
No. This is a thumbnail of a close-up. This is a close-up thumbnail. This.
Oh God!
There's some quality thumbnails recently.
It's so bad. The Daily Wraps is amazing.
Is the shorts totally done? By the way, not to derail. Are shorts done now? Or
let's see what the last one was.
Shorts are now just these like made by someone else, random.
Are they coming out regularly though? Let me see. Are they still regular?
Let's see what the last one was.
The incentive is done. There is no incentive for him making shorts because he saw how much money they make and he realized this is not even worth other people making it for me. So I'm not even gonna plug it anymore. If somebody ends up doing one, I'll upload it because it's free views. But if not, then I'm just not gonna care.
April 5th.
We had an audit segment not that long ago, like a couple days ago. We were auditing the shorts views. So
okay.
Maybe it's not like totally dead, but it's definitely on like extreme life.
Oh, they're on the way. Yeah.
They're averaging 2,000 views about.
1,000 views for the most recent.
Sleeper gamer can't stay awake. Oh God, has to own that meme. Like
I fucking thumbnail on that one as well.
Is that something you want to own the meme on? Like I fall asleep in my own stream. That's not like funny thing, right? It's not like. Just imagine like Sir Moise fell asleep on a stream. Well, he can make it funny, so like never mind. It's a bad comparison. But like if you fall asleep in your own stream, it's not like a positive. Like this is cool. It's like a 24-hour stream, like fucking Chill Murray did. That's a little understandable. That's funny, right? But it's not like this is my normal night stream when I'm working as hard as I can for you guys to make money to pay my bills, and you literally fall asleep.
Yeah, you're right on this. If there's something like hype leading up to it, like if you're taking shots for something or you're doing something else, you're doing a really long stream, it makes sense and it's really funny. But if you're just sitting there playing games and advertising it as chill, fun, interactive fun, and then you fall asleep, then you kind of go against your selling point.
Yeah,
we should just be happy though that he's not titled it like #sleepy, #gamer, #falls asleep on #stream, #streamer, #. So
it's something. But I guess we should move on because we do want to talk about a little bit about the following day. I know Lefty, you are our expert on the following day because I was done with Phil for that day. The next day was the Versus the Internet segment, which you watched.
You
Lefty.
wanted that medal.
You wanted it. You
sure
earned the medal from Decepticon.
And I did. I paid a heavy price for it though, because there's some sanity that I'll never get back. Because the React content is by far the absolute worst. Like I've tried to watch Decepticon restreams with Decepticon is really funny, and he also has funny people on, and I still can't do it. I'll last 20 minutes, I'll be like, fuck this, I'm gonna go touch grass. So I was terrified to go do this, and it was exactly as advertised. So I can go over what happened if you guys would like.
Yes, please do. So first we should say the money buff was in full effect for I saw. That's the most annoying Phil there is, and he's so free now to talk about shit he's buying. It's like instantaneous. The switch happens where he's like, oh yeah, I can talk about what I bought now because I made a lot of money. So I think it takes him having enough for pools and extra, and then when he has the extra, he's like, all right, now I can talk about shit we're buying. Like I bought this on Amazon, it was cool. But anyways, please, Lefty, you're the expert of yesterday.
So, he started with $150.
Skip,
and it's I think
we skip.
There were a ton of skips. I don't remember how many.
You talked for 5 seconds, so you don't skip.
Yeah. So when he's got the money buff, he was so confident. He would just there was no hesitation on just being completely crazy. So like we started off by, it was like a BuzzFeed video about Singapore food.
Yeah.
And he was like ranting about like, oh, it's not authentic Singapore food. And then then segued into a rant about authentic Italian food, which he knows because he's Italian. And I made a comment that I'm pretty sure that he doesn't even know which region of the world Singapore is in, much less like can point to it on a map. But he was grandstanding about it's not authentic Singapore food. And then we transitioned to the next video, was a Street Fighter video that I'm pretty sure was sent to him as like a, hey, Phil, here's an old Street Fighter video of you doing a comeback on somebody. But all that got washed out because we had DSP in the original video complaining about lag, and then we had current DSP like 10 years later agreeing with past Phil about how the connection is terrible. Oh my god, it's so laggy. Did you guys see that? Did you see that? I can't sure you can. And he's like complaining the entire time and like didn't even realize that it was like an epic comeback win because he was crying the entire time.
Like he's that much on defensive. Yeah, like his default state is on the defensive. You know,
like he's not changed a single bit, and to the point where they were like in sync with their complaining. Like he was completely mentally in sync with his past self. It was insane. That's definitely worth a watch if you guys haven't seen it.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Then we went into a couple of like weird, very technical Zelda videos that he got bored with, and he scrubbed through them like halfway, and then they're just like talking about like some technical thing where like the chest drops and then solve the puzzle. He's like, I don't understand what's going on. It's like, well, it's a 25-minute video about something and you just skip to the middle of it. So of course you're not going to know. It's weird. Okay, so this is what I wanted to talk about before. So then he watched a very interesting video next. It was like 20 minutes long about car chase in cinema.
Okay.
And, so he's going through this whole thing and he's really critiquing because they're showing like shots from like Fast and Furious. He's like, oh my god, it looks so fake. And he's like criticizing as though like his opinion matters. And then at one point, they were like going over how they get all these like chase scenes or whatever in these movies. And he says something along the lines of, wow, this really sucks because now my immersion is completely broken because now I know all these car chase scenes are fake.
What? Hold on.
Yes.
Wait, you mean it's not like actual Jedi fighting with actual lightsabers in those documentary films I watch?
When you start to think about it, you can like take this and be like, wait, you're a 41-year-old man and you don't understand. And so we were talking about like Jaws or something earlier. I don't remember. This was what I was edging you guys on. Because he like, oh, it's not that scary because you just don't go in the water. And because he thinks like it's a real thing. This is the same guy who thought wrestling was real until 2016. So
very important. Is it real that Rambo told him that wrestling is not actually real?
I don't know.
I don't know that.
Logan told me that yesterday, and shout out to Logan because he suffered through this with me. So he deserves equal credit for the battle scars.
Yes.
So
we need a fact check on this, please. If somebody can find it,
chat, please.
This is a very important piece of lore.
This is the first
plausible. It's so plausible.
But like, it's totally believable. And this, like, he's 41 years old, and he just now learned that car chases in movies aren't real. So what else? Does he think like
some of them?
Does he think that Disney Dreamlight Valley is a real place? Like, how far does this go? Where he just doesn't
like, does he think Goofy's a real like actor? Like, this is a crazy smart dog, dude. He can talk. It's weird. Like, Mickey can walk around.
His mind was blown. He found it ridiculous. Where there was, I think there was like a stunt cameraman on the bonnet of a car, like actually like on the hood of the car, to get the shot. And he's like, "Why would you do that?" And he's like, "To get the shot." He's a cameraman. They've planned to film out this thing.
It was a totally foreign concept that somebody would like kind of go outside the boundaries of what like the status quo and practice is and get creative and like put themselves at risk to further something and make something that's of a higher value than what has existed before, which is like a totally foreign concept to me. He's like, oh, fuck that, man. I wouldn't do that. It's like, of course you wouldn't because you're you, bro. Because
that's so fucking annoying when he compares everything to what I wouldn't do that. Who gives a shit? You're not a stunt driver. You're not making a movie about cars.
That's why he got other people to film Project 7 for him. Because he wouldn't do that.
And because he sucks. Like, that's just the reason. He just sucks. So of course he's not going to do that. So yeah, that was the car video itself was really cool, and he kept on pausing it and trying to make it about himself, and that was really fucking annoying because I was actually wanted to watch it.
Two great points in chat, real quick.
Go ahead.
How long do you think Phil from Ghost Hunter? How long do you think Phil thought Santa was real? That's a great question. How long was it until he said, like, you know what, I'm not sure if Santa's real or not? And like, that's a great question. And from the legendary Proxicon, Steve, I want to ask you, narcissist magical thinking knows no bounds. So is there a link between narcissists and making up their own reality of things, or I guess just wrapping everything around how they think?
Yeah, basically, narcissists tend to get better, especially as they age, with like the way they will just find any justification for making whatever it is about them and sort of like making it focused on them. So yeah, it could wrap basically anything, and he does it all the time. We've seen it in like all the way back to like his Wings react. His first react was like, oh wow, you've had depression, let me tell you about how bad mine was. You know, so it's always been like that.
Shoot myself.
But I would just like to point out, because somebody said it in chat here, Hawksworthers, he also legit asked the chat, wouldn't these stunts just ruin their cars?
Oh my God, that cannot be real, dude. That cannot be real.
Thank God.
Oh my God. But holy shit,
this is what's beautiful about this dude to me. He sucks so bad in so many ways that he's like actually like a master at his work. Like he's the master craftsman at suckage, to the point where a bunch of dudes talk about him, and I'm talking about like hundreds of channels over more than a decade, and how much he sucks, and they find new and innovative ways of how much he sucks. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Right, just while we're in a little lull, and so no one can say that we're making shit up and whatever, I do have to debunk the wrestling thing, unfortunately, or somewhat anyway. There's a video from 2011 where he says, "I understand it's not real." Sorry, I understand it's not real. Sorry, So
okay,
there we go.
So yeah,
I bet it was still John Rambo that told him though, and I'll bet it was embarrassingly late in life.
You're like, I wonder if Hogan's gonna win tonight, guys. What do you think? On their way to WrestleMania, they could be like, all right, Phil, we gotta tell you something. You know,
like you're 28 years old, Phil.
Phil, you know, it's kind of written. It's a storyline kind of thing. Like, oh, what are you guys saying, dude? Can you imagine? But that just again, let's not let it go. Let's not forget the thing. We're like, don't give Phil any credit for understanding wrestling is real.
Yeah.
Let's not be like, oh yeah, never mind, guys. That was silly of us to think that, you know.
But it's totally believable that he would think it's real until he was like 35. So
that's a really good fucking point, actually. Yeah, I don't want to give him any credit for that.
Let's not give him credit. Like, well, never mind. He's a cool dude. He got, you know. It's not like that. It's not like that. His mom brushed his hair till he was 16.
All right. Well, that was debunked. You guys want me to continue?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so then we watched a video about like the new Vegas sphere thing, and he just the entire time explained what we saw on the screen.
Uh-huh.
He's like, "Oh, it's a sphere, okay. Oh, you get to sit inside this." It was fucking miserable. Then we watched a video about Mario, and this was amazing because he like. There was a bunch of humor that was kind of like under the surface that he didn't laugh at and didn't understand. But when Mario went down the drain pipe, he laughed his ass off. He's like, oh my God, it's the funniest thing ever. And then the 15-year content creator, who, by the way, did part of Project 7, which had chroma key in it, didn't fucking know what chroma key meant. Because there's a guy wearing a red suit. They had like color corrected into a green suit. And he's like, oh, look, they chroma keyed it. And it was painful.
There's two things that I remember from that you've sort of because the first one was as the sketch opens, you know, this guy in a very obvious Mario like suit comes out, and then there's like a woman who's obviously Princess Peach, and the guy like gets a box. There's a box with a question mark on it and all that. And Phil's watching this going, oh, I wonder what this could be. Oh, I wonder what this could be. And then when she calls him Mario, he goes, oh, it's a Super Mario thing. Right.
Oh my God.
And then after Mario takes the mushroom and disappears off to go and, you know, Phil's like, oh, he's doing magic mushrooms. Like the guy takes out like a cardboard cut out mushroom thing, and Phil goes, now there weren't that many back then. There weren't that many props or Super Mario costumes. this film's like what was it? 12 years old, something like that. Yeah,
It was 16 years old. It was
16.
like 2007 era.
Dude, there was.
So, yeah.
2007. There's not that many costumes back then.
Not that many Super Mario. Mario, like the most recognizable character in the world. And he's like,
on a note on that one, it was an old video, but for 2007, this is a godlike video. Yeah, they put a lot of effort into it, and it was clearly like no budget, but they did like a great job for the time. And Phil somebody like, well, they did pretty good, but it's still bad. Okay. And then he just moved on. It was so fucking toxic, man.
Like the aspect ratio, man. You had a weird thing with aspect ratios.
Just like FPS is like weird tech to sound like I'm technically cool. Like, look at the FPS, it's a little bit slow. It's lagging, dude.
I know what I'm doing, guys. I'm smart, mate. I know what I'm doing. I know these words.
So then he went into a fake karate video of guys doing like ironic karate and like not even hitting the bag, but like pretending they are. And he just like didn't get it.
Oh no!
Yeah, we were laughing because the video was funny and just sitting there staring at it, doing a dead air segment.
I've just found that one.
Jesus.
Sorry,
like that video is very funny. You should definitely watch it. Then we went through a couple of
just staring at it. Sorry.
Yeah, and we're like laughing our ass off. That's where I like. This is the point at which my sanity starts to kind of like disappear because I've been going for like an hour and a half and I'm just losing it. So we come across a couple of godlike videos. So there was one about Warhammer that was like a fan-made CGI. It was godlike.
That one,
and, he just
called Astarte, isn't it, or something like that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it's really
he like
famous.
watched it for a little bit and he was like kind of shitting on it, and then he like clicks in the middle of it, and then they're like the dudes are like going around this sphere or something. He's like, I don't even know what's going on. Why don't they explain what's going on? It's like, okay, you watched 30 seconds of the intro and then you skipped halfway and you're watching 30 seconds now. And he was like confused about why he didn't know what was going on because he didn't watch the fucking video, man. And then there was another one with Star Fox. And I'm actually going to watch this on stream at some point. Star Fox, it was like a 1980s animation Cowboy Bebop thing. And he did the same thing. And he was like shitting on it. He's like, oh, the animation is shitty and the sound is really bad. And like, he just, it was so good. It was so good just from whatever little I watched. And he was shitting on it. And like, just no, like, dude, Cowboy Bebop should have been his wheelhouse when he was a teenager. I'm pretty sure it's like around the same era. And he just had no idea what was going on. It was so frustrating. Very harshly criticized because, well, what he makes is very quality. So,
of course,
speaks from a position of, authority on this.
The best part, sorry, just very quickly, the best part of that was when people were starting to talk about how, like, it's stylistically like an 80s morning cartoon. It's like it's
intentionally
very washed out, and the audio is a certain way, and it's done deliberately to do that. And then after people start talking about this, he then goes, "Doesn't it look like a Saturday morning cartoon?"
Yeah, and read that fucking chat for comments.
It needs to be said that, Steve, you're absolutely right, and it was also really good. Like, it's not like this made it shitty. It made it really good. This was godlike, and he
Good point. DSP wasn't watching because he was fending off so many hot Latinas back then.
That's right.
Go ahead, Sam.
Like for us, this stuff has value because we get to talk about this moron. But the fact that he has like the gall to put this up and he's like, this is my new content, devour this, like, and it's just this unwatchable mess of like, it's just this guy just staring at his screen. He either goat laughs at it or goes, I don't get it. And you get to see like how little he actually knows about the universe or this planet that he lives on.
That's what we're seeing. It's not him. It's not him like interacting with the real world, but it is like kind of like halfway point because it's interacting with stuff he normally wouldn't. So you do get to see a little bit more into his like mindset of like, just like, for example, the car chase. Like, this is kind of taking me out of the immersion because I can't, it's like, that is something an insane person would say. You'd smack the shit out of your friend if they said that. Like, are you serious? Like, literally, if that was your friend, you'd be like, you can't be serious right now.
Yeah.
Like, is this a joke? Like that, you'd say that. I mean, don't forget that, guys. You would say that to your friend. Like, Are you serious? You know, are you an
That's
idiot?
his problem. He never had enough friends to tell him, hey, Phil, this is dumb as shit. Here is what actually is happening. And then you correct that behavior and he learns more stuff. That's how you learn stuff, when people call you out on bullshit.
Yeah.
And also, apparently, he's not transformative enough. Didn't he get taken down again yesterday?
Yeah,
At least once,
that was
We're getting there.
Star
We're
Wars.
getting there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry,
Lefty's
I just
timeline
want
here,
to mention that Meerkat, you said it like 20 minutes ago, that he's so good at being trash that this like magnum opus of his content is so bad that you actually get a medal if you survive it. Just putting that out there. All right.
Dude, like the one when I did it, the one when I did the stream with Decepticon was it was like a parody of like 80s dating videos, and he was convinced it was legit. And it's like at one point there's a guy with like a Viking hat and a fur like vest on, you know, and it's like he's still like, wow, these like look at them in the 80s, they're wild, weren't they? You know, look at the hair, look at the hairstyles, you know, look at the is this real dating video? And it's like, fucking hell, mate. Come on. There's a dude dressed as a Viking. Yes, it's real. And he's just so bad at picking up on, because he's not out enough in the real world to pick up on real things. He doesn't get parody at all. He doesn't get like satire. All the subtlety and nuance just goes completely over his head.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Next, we watched a video on a new bank that we're almost certain is a scam, because it's like there's this huge like infomercial thing that he was watching about how like this new bank is going to get you your money instantly and it doesn't matter what day or what hour. And he was like, oh my God, it's going to change the game. Because like we were like a hair's breadth away from getting another President's Day segment about like these fucking lazy bankers. Finally. And you just sit there and you're like, well, you're going to pay a premium for that. And you already pay a premium for it on your fucking PayPal.
Yeah.
Because you need your polls tonight, not tomorrow, tonight. So yeah, that was
never
also
forget.
Derek was explaining that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks, Derek.
that was
Derek,
Derek had to explain.
Eric was there, by the way. So
Yeah.
Save that.
Jade was too. We had a couple of dense sightings that were pretty high profile.
Yeah.
And don't forget, by the way, he once said a positive was he takes out his money so fast from his PayPal that it's good, because like when like bills try to take money out, it's not there because he already takes it out of his PayPal. That was a benefit of PayPal. I could take it out instantly, dude, and he pays it a premium for that, by the way, too. Adam was totally right on that, by the way, as usual.
And then so we watched a video of a Tesla driving on the Autobahn, and he didn't know like what kilometers per hour meant. Because he was like confused about how high the number was and how fast the car was going.
Oh my God! How is he real? How is he a real
I'm glad
thing?
you guys are suffering by proxy.
I know.
He's not into car culture.
This recap is bad. That's crazy. The recap is making us
man.
kill ourselves.
And so next we watched a couple of like Garfield videos that were Garfield comic strips, but then like they were like acted out in live action. Was like the first half of the video. But then the second half of the video was like some parody thing where like there was like romantic music playing and like a shitty saxophone as like Odie was. It was weird. Then like, okay, so the first one he just watched like the live reenactment of the comic strip and then cut it halfway and then skipped to the next one. He was confused. He's like, I don't get it. It's like, well, you missed the next half, which is the punchline. So he goes to the next one. He watches the whole thing like 3/4 of the way through, and it's actually funny. And he was just like, well, it's intentionally cringe. I don't get it. It's like Zach Galifianakis humor. And me and Logan and Decepticon were laughing our asses off because it was so good. And he's just sitting there dead air staring. He's like, I don't get it. I don't get what's so funny about being intentionally like cringe.
Like that comedy is too far for Phil. That like between the two ferns, Zach Galifianakis or whatever.
It's like that.
That is, he's done. That is not funny for him. Like that is above his comedic capabilities. You know what I mean? Like it's just, you have to know how to people interact to understand why that's funny, right? But that's above his level. That's above his logic scale. You know, it just doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. That's what Phil said.
Next we had some casual Holocaust denial. That was pretty good. There was a segment of when Howard Stern like called this chess strategy show.
Okay, I know this prank call. I was listening like, back then. Yeah.
What's the biggest piece? You know, like, and it is right up Phil's alley. Like, I made the comment that this is the man, and this is the exact humor that Phil has modeled his entire personality after. He is like constructed this person from the ground up based on this, and he like didn't even laugh. He's like, yeah, this is inappropriate now. This isn't funny. I was like, dude, just fucking laugh, man. Just fucking laugh. This is you. This is exactly you.
Well, the way you're describing this is making me think, and like obviously we're not actually watching this, but it's making me think that DSP Reacts is kind of like false advertising a little bit because he's not really reacting to anything. He's just kind of like sitting there, like emotionless.
DSP might react.
No, he does.
Yeah,
he does.
DSP Reacts? Question mark.
Yeah.
In the Mario video, he laughed his ass off, and he paused the video because he was acting so hard. Because Mario, like in the real world, like they put a CGI of him jumping into a sink and then disappearing down the drain. It was like the thing where like Mario 1 goes down the pipe. That was the funniest thing ever. He was laughing so hard.
That's like elementary school laughing, you know?
Yes.
Like, oh my God, Mario fell in a pipe, dude.
It's like, I finally get a joke. I finally get it.
Like, that's probably such a relief for him, right? It's like he finds something funny.
I want to real quick go back to the Howard Stern thing. Why he didn't think it was funny is because when he says jokes like this, they're inappropriate now and they're not funny. So he must go out of his way to say he doesn't find it funny. Even if he found it funny, it's not, because he modeled, like you said, he modeled his old humor about this, but he modeled his whole new Phil persona about how that's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
But he
it's like
still
with the
says shit
sex
jokes every 5 seconds.
Yeah, same with the sex. Yeah,
it's so plastic.
Women
the only reason he did that is because Susan got mad at him, and so now, because no money, this is bad, so I can't do this anymore because money. It's total. It's so not genuine. Anyway.
It's him being a real adult. I'm a real adult. This is not funny anymore. What is this? But then he'll laugh at like the most lame shit ever and say scat jokes every fucking 5 seconds. Adults don't laugh at scat jokes. I don't think he understands that. Like adults don't really think scat is funny. Like, you know, like that's kind of past the point. Like there's some funny, you know, there's some funny stuff there, but not every fucking day he's saying scat shit. That's not, adults don't think that's funny, but I think he thinks it is for some reason. Like that's cool. But like, you know, what's the biggest check? I know that exact call they did. They call it it's a fucking public access show, and it's some little young lady, young woman there. And they say, "What's the biggest chess piece? Will you ever stick that chess piece up your place?" Like it's a joke, and it's a funny, frank fucking call. Prank calls are supposed to be inappropriate, but scat jokes are meaningful. I guess. Good point. Enjoy the mint. Scat jokes are somehow still meaningful and adult. By the way,
only scat jokes with men, by the way, because when he's playing Skyrim, like battling all the people in the ring, I know because I was there. He would like beat a male opponent, and he would teabag them, and he would tell all sorts of scat jokes, and he would go into very like deep detail about the teabagging technique he was using on that particular opponent. And then every time he fought a female, it was like he just left the ring without comment.
I mean, that's because women don't poop, obviously. Yeah. Why would he make scat jokes about women?
We know that, yeah.
So we're almost done.
Yeah, please,
so he made a there was a Street Fighter video where these two guys were like playing each other, and the guy kept losing, and he was just getting mad at the other guy for like doing normal things. Like, why you got to do that when I keep losing? And it was painfully obvious that DSP was only laughing at the things that he thought that other people thought were funny, and he didn't get it at all. Like, there was a lot of like subtext and meta stuff that was going on, like the tensions building, that I thought was funny. But then he didn't actually laugh until it was spelled out for him and like explained by one of the characters why it was funny. It was just miserable. Then he watched like a Duel of the Fates, something, got struck by Disney, was down for like 5 minutes. That was hilarious.
Good idea.
He watched like a chemistry video about somebody eating silica gel.
Oh no, it was the Chubby Emu video. You know, the guy who does the like a man drank like a liter of vinegar, and here's what happened to his kidney.
Yeah. Those are interesting.
Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah, it's like obviously fake, but he explains what it is and stuff. I'm sure I've seen.
No, they're legit cases. He normally cites like the legit papers from cases. They are proper.
Yeah, like a college student drank like four things of coffee, and like their liver like broke down. They covered like what happens there. You know.
Yeah.
Like the footage is fake. Like Justin Wang's done a video for him about like a guy who was drinking a lot, but the cases are real at least.
Right.
Yeah. And this was like somebody who'd eaten silica gel. because they were like a little bit delusional, a little bit paranoid. So when they saw "Do Not Eat," they were like, "No, fuck you! I won't do what you tell me." And they did. But
sounds like one of DSP fans.
probably. But like his comment at the end was, "Wow, he got lucky." It's like he went to the hospital and told them what was wrong with him. You didn't get lucky that there were doctors just like suddenly nearby that were like, "Oh my god, I recognize the symptoms. Let's treat this man." He went and sought medical aid.
And during that video, we learned that I'm not sure which wheelchair, but there is a wheelchair in his chat that is involved in the medical industry. So I'm never going to a hospital ever again.
Oh,
that's just the
Jade,
only way to be sure.
Was that Jade?
I don't think it's Jade.
Oh, one of them.
Yeah, it can't be Jade. Come on.
And
Jade's
DSP.
From it,
no, it's. I'm pretty sure it's not Jade. And the entire time this was going on, the entire video, he just pretended to understand all like the chemistry stuff they were talking about. They're like, oh yeah, this bond and this stability and this acid or whatever. I don't know chemistry, but I don't pretend to. And he was like, oh yeah, I agree with you. Yep. So when the chemistry, yep, I agree with you.
I love what he
God, it was painful. It's like you don't know shit about anything except being bad. That's all you know about, and you're a god at being bad.
It was
Stop
like
fucking
the
chemistry. And then it was over.
Yeah.
Sorry,
and
briefly.
I touched grass and lived happily ever
go ahead,
after,
Steve,
and
hold
I
on.
never want to do it again.
Oh no, go ahead.
Big ups
Steve.
to Decepticon and Logan for suffering through that with me.
For sure.
I'm going to do it again because I want 2 medals. But do you remember the physics one with Michio Kaku?
Yeah.
He
Definitely.
was doing exactly the same. It's like, yep.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
Well, yep.
Yeah.
So fucking
I'd relative.
man.
Yep, totally understood that. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. The string theory.
I've tried to play History of Time. Yep, I understand. I'm on the same level.
String theory. Oh, yep, of course. Yep. Okay.
String G's very moment.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Oh, yep.
Sorry to derail, but fucking big ups to Lemtex for what he's just tweeted at us.
What is it?
I mentioned exploded varmints. He's gone and like faked it. Like he's gone and actually made that video. So
Can you play it?
that.
Oh, that was fast.
That was fucking
Damn.
fast, man. It's great as well. It's hilarious. Yeah, I'll just retweet it.
Yeah. Okay. Just go down. Okay. All right, but I think is that the end of your timeline, Lefty. Thanks so much for your epic rundown. We would not have had this level of a rundown without you here.
Yeah, fortunately, that's the end. I have no more.
Amazing stuff. And I think we better wrap up here for today, though. Any final thoughts anyone wants to share, Meerkat or Steve or Sam, of course? I'm going to shout out Lefty's channel here, though, of course. Lefty is a part of a Taken L's channel with Logan K. And they do epic stuff, and they stream a lot. Go follow
Yeah, we should have had
them
Logan
now.
too as well.
I know, it's kind of dumb. Sorry, Logan. You got
We will next time. Promise.
next time, Logan.
Yeah, sub to my channel, and I'm doing the Metroid Prime restream in like an hour and a half. So yeah, you can come fulfill the blood pact with me if you guys want to. I'll be over there.
Definitely. And let's not forget, Lefty is first place in America. Never forget that. First place in America, 4th worldwide in our first ever King of the Ring. And boys, real quick business talk. I think personally, I've been getting emails in droves. The Project 7 turnaround competition, we should start thinking about really starting that. It's not exactly King of the Ring level, but it's just a little mini competition. Are we ready to start talking about that? Or
do a proposal? Because obviously, not everybody has the capacity to go and film something. So we just like submit a proposal and then we vote on which one we think's best. Or...
No. I think we have to do I think like they have to submit a video. I think if
like a trailer,
a trailer. No, just the turnaround, right? So that's not. I think we have to keep the parameters nice and tight so people don't go crazy. But it's literally the turnaround. So like you could do. Animation version, you could do your version, you could try to look like Phil, you could try to look like yourself and just make the motions correct. We'll talk about it more, but I think we should have some legs. I think we should do that, boys, for real. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Final words, please, Steve.
They're pronounced prosciutto, Chianti, and grandeur.
Oh, grandeur! Forgot about fucking grandeur, dude. I have delusions of grandeur.
Grandeur.
Thanks, Adam. God, fuck it, Adam. Adam is now renting out pieces of Phil's brain because he just is in there so rent free, past rent free. It takes up such a huge portion. He pulls that. It's just there. It is on his tip of his tongue 24 hours a day. Is shit about Adam because that really cut him so fucking deep, man. So fucking deep.
He even got a reply from Adam on Twitter about it as well.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. He said he doesn't even know how to pronounce it. Like, was his only response.
No.
I get fucked.
Dude.
Oh, God.
He did. Yep. But yeah, while you're looking at that,
Good. Fucking
Dude, that's the thing. He hates Adam for literally having no opinion of him whatsoever. Exactly what DSP went into the interview wanting and asking for. A clean slate and somebody to just make their mind based off what they see during the interview. Adam was that guy.
This is the
And
one
he
chance.
for
Remember,
it.
he said that shit, man. This is going to be the one place people are going to go when they ask questions about shit.
Yep.
He's not saying that anymore. Fuck no, he's not saying that anymore. Because now he's making up this bullshit story so he can like further have a list of things he's never going to do again. So remember now, what's the story now? He's not going to make videos for us, I guess. He's not going to do things for us. Remember all those things he used to do for us? That's done now. He's also not going to go on interviews anymore because I've proven that's fake. He's not going to try to prove anything because we'll take that out of context and move the goalposts. He's just building up his list of things he doesn't have to do in his life anymore because he's tried it and it always goes wrong and we hurt his family somehow. But anyways, we're trying to end it. I've keep extending it for some reason. But I know Steve wanted to get the illusions of grandeur, like the horn of grandeur. The horn of grandeur is here. Anyways, we're done. Meerkat,
it's Chianti. It's fucking Chianti.
Yeah.
Final words. Shout out to No Zako Boy for the super chat. Says Chatham, Detractor Supreme.
That is for sure. That is for sure. And please, people, I don't care Chatham's take on everything else in his world. I care about what he says about DSP. So you don't have to say, like, Chatham's an asshole in this aspect. I don't give a shit. I'm laughing at what he said about DSP. Leave everything else out of it. Fuck faces. Okay? I don't care. It's pissing me off. We'll make fun of DSP, and that's it. And Chatham did a great job in the interview. That's all I care about. I don't give a shit what he thinks about anything else. I'm done with that. So sorry.
I don't even know what he thinks about anything else.
I know it doesn't because it doesn't matter to me either. I don't care what he did on whatever podcast, Tim Pool podcast, all this shit. Who cares? Think about the interview. That's funny for us. That's enough. Okay, that's enough. Lefty, please. Final words. Anything you want to say?
Burger.
Thank you. Hey. Sam, you're gonna have to work extra hard. Put in extra hours. Think of something else funny to do here, Sam. Go ahead.
I can just do this.
Prosciutto.
All right, we'll see you Wednesday this week, boys. Wednesday is the group think this week. So Wednesday.
Awesome. Yes. See you then. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Lefty.
That being said, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe, recommend to a friend, and if they stay as your friends without taking offense, we hope to see you again someday.
Hey, did you know this song is from Mario? It's a planet joke, can I get down?
Yes, Derek, we know. Now go.
This one goes out to the one and only, the big cat, the fat cat. Big ups. I first saw you in Burger King. You took 2 seats 'cause that ass is way too big. Had a boyfriend, I realized, but you told him lies with your raccoon eyes. The DoorDash is here. Wipe away your tears. Got you extra fries, and they taste just right. Have no fear, there's no trolls here. Tevin made you cry with those raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Tevin made you.
I actually don't think clicking like on a live stream helps at all. So it really doesn't matter if this stream gets 100 likes or 2. I don't think it affects it.
Take you power walking on the beach, feasting on some sushi like you were the queen. Let me run some errands while you sleep. I can watch you play Skyrim there's no trolls here. Kevin made you cry with those raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Kevin made you cry with those raccoon eyes.
In reality, like I tell you guys, every day when I wake up, that's the best day of my life. I feel like this next day is awesome. I have a beautiful wife who I love so much. She loves me, and a family, Jasper. What the fuck? You know, the things we get to do together, you know, I definitely want more time with them and more family time, but I absolutely love my life today compared to how it used to be. Seriously. All those years back then, you'd be like, it's a whirlwind of crap. It was me. And by the way, I've told you guys about my past. How I used to drink way too much. I would be drinking constantly, all the time, because I was so stressed out. Honestly, when I started with this whole thing, I was depressed many years ago, you know, a decade ago. I didn't like my life or anything. And basically, liquor was the way to kind of get through that. You know, it was, oh, I hate my life. I hate who I am. So let me just drink it all away and just keep pumping out fucking YouTube videos. I don't have to do that shit anymore. You know, like, I'm happy with who I am. Prosciutto?